All right. So if you've been watching, you'll know that we finished up the refurb of the 1914 version of the Miller's Falls brace, okay, with the 10-inch swing. All right, so today what we want to do, or what we're going to do, is we're going to clean up a couple accessories, a couple of augers that we can use with this brace, okay? So we're going to start with two vintage and possibly antique reaming tools. All right, we've got this one here. We have maker's marks on both of these. We can't read them yet. We're going to read them later once we clean these up. And yeah, so we're gonna basically just clean these up. We're not doing a restore because these don't need a restore. Right? Although I'll check the cutting surfaces if it looks like they need to be sharpened at all. We will sharpen them. Otherwise, we're just gonna clean them up and get them to a point where they look much better and will not. The rust won't grow. Okay. We want to preserve these and conserve these for future generations, for my use now in the shop, but also for future use, future generations. We want these to stick around for another 100+ years. And so we're just going to hit these with a soft wire brush just to remove any loose material, loose rust. Okay, so from here, we removed all the loose rust. We're just going to apply some balloon rust remover. We're going to liberally apply this rust remover. This is a Birchwood Casey product. We've used it several times, several projects. Alright, so that's been on there for a couple minutes. We're just going to hit it lightly again with the soft bristle. Alright, so from here, stop the process. We're going to put these in tap water. Seems a little weird, right? Putting it in water. We're trying to stop the rust, but that's not the point here. The point here is to stop the acidic action. Alright, so as you can see, all the rust on these two augers, these two reaming tools, have been neutralized. So from here, we're going to take these over to our brass wire wheel. Alright, so we're over here at the brass, and I emphasize the word brass wire wheel, okay? Just want to make this clear. I've said this on a previous video because I saw a lot of negative comments on one of on someone's restoration site where they were storing metal objects, and a few people were saying things like, you're ruining it, and so on and so forth, okay? So I want to make this clear, okay, for those of you that are restoring items out there. Well, this isn't really a restore. For our purposes here, let's just call it a restore, okay? You know, when you're utilizing brass, which is a soft metal, it cannot or will not ruin a hardened iron or steel item, okay? Will it take the finish off of it? Yeah, it'll dull the finish, that's for sure. But it won't take any material off, okay? It's not gonna dull the cutting surface or anything like that. Okay, hard item, against the soft item, the hard item wins. Okay, that's why I've learned that from day one in gunsmithing. Okay, and armorer school. That's why we use brass tools on the 1911. 1911 slide is made out of steel. Steel. See that? That's steel. This brass brush can't harm this steel. Can I take the finish off it? Yes, so obviously you can take the finish off it. Can it burn an object if you leave it on there too long? Yeah, it can. But will it take the metal off? Microscopically, possibly, but it's not something you ever be able to notice, and it's not going to ruin. And the reason why I'm saying ruin is because I saw the words ruin quite a few times, and it kind of got stuck in my craw. But anyway, we use brass tools. We make them here in the shop, in the 5-Star Armorer shop, okay, with brass. This is a very expensive 1911 slide. I'm banging on it, okay? I'm not ruining it in any way. I wouldn't do that with metal. If I did it with this, it would dent it, it would chip it. But with brass, it won't. If anything, I'm going to dent the brass, okay? So that's why we use brass wire wheels, okay? So if you're out there, you've got one of these restoration sites, or you restore tools, disregard the naysayers. Disregard the folks out there that are saying that you'll ruin a hardened tool by using a brass brush on it. Okay, now, I wouldn't use brass on brass because that's, that could potentially be a problem. Brass on steel, brass on iron, any softer item on a harder item, okay, you're not going to be concerned with. All right, so hopefully I helped some of you out there clear that matter up. All right, so we're going to turn on our brass wire wheel, and we're going to clean up our hardened steel items. Just clean them. All right, so as you can see, we cleaned the surfaces of the tools. The only thing we removed is residue. Okay, there wasn't any rust left on here because we had used the Birchwood Casey blue and rust remover. You can see here's the other tool, the other Auger reamer. We removed residue. No tools were harmed in this process. All right, as you can see on this tool, there's some burrs on the tail end, the end that inserts into the brace. Okay, so we just want to clean that up, just for really just mostly for aesthetic value. Functionality is not affected by that, but just aesthetically, I just want this to appear to be a new vintage tool. Okay, so we're just going to clean that up on our belt sander. Because I didn't want to really remove any material other than the burrs. Okay, so that's really pretty much all we did. And we just smoothed the edge, the tip, just a little bit. So we kept it very minimal. All right, so here we are. We just finished cleaning up the two antique reamers that we have. Okay, we've got some maker's marks. Okay, so we're gonna put that up on there. Okay, hopefully you'll see that. I think you can. ACO, 1 inch. I think that is. It's a 1. And this one here is, let's see, right there. Okay, it's a 3/4 inch Porco. Alright, so they look really good. We clean them. The cutting surfaces are, honestly, they're immaculate. There's not even any chips in these. Okay, so they're really in incredible condition. So We didn't have to restore the blades at all, the cutting surfaces at all. We took a little bit of material off of where the bit, the auger bit, goes into the brace, into the chuck. Just slightly. It was just whatever burrs were there. We didn't really remove much at all. Okay. All right. So, what to do with them now? Those of you who watch this channel enough, and watched a few of our videos, probably know where I'm headed at this point. Some of you might say this guy's over the top with bluing, but hey, listen, when you have a product and you have a method that reduces the likelihood of any rust or corrosion developing, you know, you stick with it and you go with it. You know, you go with it and stick with it. So yeah, I know I'm a bluing freak, but I'd rather have blue rust than red or brown rust. So we are going to blue these two objects with Birchwood KC Perma Blue. Alright, so they've already been cleaned, degreased. Alright, so we got some water, basic tap water, and we're just going to clean off, wipe off, stop the chemical reaction that's taking place. Look at that. Look at that tool. You have to do this because if you don't neutralize the acidic effect or the rusting, bluing, whatever you want to call it, you don't do that, it'll continue to rust. You see the water, look at that, look how dirty it is. Actually, what I do first, before I hit them with oil, is I hit them with some liquid wrench, because that will displace any residual H2O, any you know, water that might have decided to stick around. It'll displace that, so you won't have to worry about any water in there. Oil can, I got some 30 weight in here. Rub that in like you're giving it a massage. Alright, so work it into the nooks and crannies. This will deepen the bluing as well, somewhat. Oil, and that's it. Two tools that literally look brand new, better than new actually. They didn't blue them in the factory. Bet you if they did, a lot of them would have looked a lot better. I mean, this is so cool because it looks like the cylinder almost of a you know, single action fluted cylinder. Looks so cool. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous tool. And so this is good to go. This will last another few lifetimes. Boy, that really looks nice, doesn't it? Wow. I love the way it looks. Alright, so what we're going to do now, about the only thing left now is to run a test. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take our reaming tool. We're going to put it into our Model 322. bring it over to the vise. Yeah, we've got something set up over here. We've got a rough hole here that we need to ream out. See how that works. Look at that. Look at that. We just reamed that hole out. You can see the difference. Alright. You can see the difference in the size of the holes there. Let's do this side now. Make it even. Get that on an angle, maybe it'd be easier to see. Wow, look at that, how quickly. Refinished and ready for another 100+ years of service. Wow, look at that. IMO bluing is the way to go. Look at that. Gorgeous. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, if it was helpful in any way, please like it and comment. If you have any questions, any help, any assistance, so on and so forth. If you have a vintage tool or antique tool that you want restored, or just refurbished like we did with these, yeah, let us know. Okay, and we can take care of that for you. Okay, so contact us. Our email address is in the About Us tab in on our YouTube channel, and I would be more than happy to take a look at those items for you and get them back to where you've always wanted them to be. All right, thanks a lot again for watching, and have a great day.